Can we better with another vid? How y'all feel out? Y'all living gangers, man. Today, today we came to talk about because first I'm gonna tell you. First I'm gonna go read my comment and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what we came to talk about after I read the comment for y'all. Okay. So the motherfucker, the topic of the day is no matter what, blame yourself. No matter what position you in, blame yourself. If you in an uncomfortable position, blame yourself. If you in a position that you don't want to be in, blame yourself. If you broken, you don't like it, blame yourself. If you depressed, blame yourself. Everything in life that you going through, blame yourself. That's the topic of the day. Now I'm gonna motherfucking read the comment that somebody left because they mindset ain't made it to here yet. They ain't made it to the mindset of blaming themselves. They ain't made it to the mindset that everything that they do is they fault. Rather it's good, bad, or ugly. Anything you do is your fault. Wherever you at in life is your fault. All them motherfucking choices you made that you probably didn't think was motherfucking a choice that do something in your life. Guess what? It did do something in your life. If you're not satisfied in life, it's your fault. Yeah, Dre, we gotta record our vids real quick, man. But yeah, it's always your fault, man. So I'm gonna read y'all this comment somebody left me because they wasn't able to cross paths and stop pointing the finger at others. They ain't made it there yet. They still going through life pointing fingers at their parents. They motherfucking pointing fingers at people in high school or why they didn't do this and why they not successful because their parents had them growing up in poverty and this type of stuff, you know. So this type of things, these type of comments that you get from these type of like-minded people type shit. The people who think like this, y'all will be, sadly, y'all will be in a not a positive situation if you steady blaming others instead of yourself. So he said, how many people do you think will get into some depression after 90 days of thinking like that? After 90 days of thinking that you need to blame yourself, that it's your fault for the shit that goes on in your life, that motherfucker, if you in motherfucking poverty spot or you in a broke mindset, that is your fault. After 90 days, if you got depressed because you realize everything is your fault, you know what that mean? Tell me. That lets me know that you're weak. That lets me know that you're basically just a bitch, and you bitching. Lets me know that you wouldn't try to tackle all your goals. You wouldn't try to be motherfucking the top 1%, top 10%. You wouldn't even try to be the top 10%. You know? You wouldn't even try to be the top 10%. So what's really going on? You ain't over. You ain't ready for. You ain't crossed paths to this mindset yet, and it's okay. Everybody can't cross paths to this mindset. You know, it's hard and uncomfortable for you to put the blame on yourself, for you to motherfucking take yourself out of certain situations. You know, it's hard. It's hard. Everybody don't got the mental capacity. You know, some people, they was motherfucking. They grew up getting coddled, cradled. You know, their parents do this for them, or somebody will do this for them. They don't gotta motherfucking talk for themselves, work for themselves, you know, stuff like that. Plain and simple, you know, like he said, after 90 days, what happens if somebody get depressed? And you know what I tell people? You know what I tell you? I tell you exactly. I tell you exactly how I responded. I said, depression is your fault. We have no time to be depressed. Now let me go into why we have no time to be depressed. You know, for the people who get depressed, for the people who sit in depression, you know, because everybody get depressed. Everybody in the world that got depressed. But for the people who sit in depression, sit in sorrow, cry and weep and expect something to change, y'all are too privileged. Y'all are way too privileged. Y'all got too much time on y'all ass. You know, me personally, I don't got that much time. It's only 24 hours in a day. All the shit I'm doing in a day, I can't fit depression in my schedule. I'm not gonna lie to you. When do I supposed to sit down and sit around and say, oh man, this depression is really kicking? I can't fit that in my time. I don't got no time to try and fit that in. So the people who got the time to fit that in, hey, y'all got some precious, privileged time. You probably don't know it, but you're privileged. You're super privileged. You know, across the world, there's somebody who sleeping with their eyes open because they damn near getting bombed. They can't be depressed. It's fight or flight instinct for them. Ain't no depression in them. But you, on the other hand, your life is so terrible. So you got time to sit and be depressed and sit in sorrow and motherfucking cry and weep in your tears and hope somebody comes save you and all this. We ain't got time for that. I don't got time for it. It's only 24 hours. If you working 9 to 5, shit, that leave you 16 hours. If you sleeping, I know a lot of y'all be wanting to sleep for hours and hours and hours. So if you sleeping for 6-7 hours, that leave you with 10 hours out the day because you just use 14 of them. If you working 8 hours, sleeping for 6 hours, and now you only got 10 hours left. Is you working forever? You finna be a nigga working forever, so you probably finna go party or something. Probably finna go party or something for them other 10 hours. Probably party for 4-5 hours, and then what? What you gonna do for the last 5 hours? You finna sit in depression? That's what y'all do? Cause it be a lot of y'all that's partying and doing all this and come around and say y'all did all that cause y'all was depressed. Well then, all the time on your hands. Hey, don't be mad at me, guys. But if y'all getting depressed off the grind, this ain't the channel for you. I'm sorry to tell you. Over here, we the grinders. We the motherfucking high income earners. We pushing for that top 10%, that top 1%. We gotta do what the other 99% of people won't do. We gotta push past what the other 99% of people won't push past. We gotta go through obstacles that other 99% of people will never even see. Because they still blaming other people. They still pointing hands at others. They still procrastinating. They still telling us how if they just win a lottery and how if they just would have got this at 18 and how they still saying all these woulda, coulda, shouldas and wishing instead of doing. See, I don't like where I'm at, and that's my fault. So I'm gonna continue to grind my ass off until I get to where I wanna be. And it ain't gonna be no depression coming up out of it, cause I don't have time for it. Unless y'all can schedule me a 40-hour day. If y'all can get me 40 hours in one day, I might have a quick second to think about some bullshit. I might get a quick minute or so to think about some bullshit. Cause that's all depression is. You get to thinking about shit like ain't nothing happened to nobody. Such entitlement. It's crazy out here. But, man, it's real quick and simple, man. If you ain't where you want to be, blame yourself. If you in a fucked up situation, blame yourself. If you didn't like the outcomes that happened in your situation, just know it's your fault. Don't you go pointing fingers at nobody but yourself. When you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror today, whatever you do, before you go to bed, before you wake up, look in the mirror and you tell yourself, you ain't where you want to be yet and it's your fault. I blame myself, but I can change myself. You can only change yourself. Blame yourself so you can change yourself. And once you change yourself, you probably will get to where you want to be. I don't know where you want to be, but you probably will get there. So stop pointing the finger at others and take accountability. Take fault for your actions. Take fault for your choices. All these little white choices you thought wasn't affecting you. Take all accountability and all actions, all faults for that. We need to stop pointing the fingers at others and only point the finger at ourselves. Take blame and watch your motherfucking mindset change. I even got people in the comments saying it. Like, let me see. He said, hold on, let me go back. Said, I adopted this mindset recently, been making positive changes. Then somebody else said, I'm depressed. That's my fault. How do I fix this? I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Me 2 years ago. He said, me now? Stop being lazy. Started my own security company. All of a sudden, I'm not depressed no more. Dude is right. It's plain and simple, guys. I got the motherfucking facts and the evidence, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. It ain't nobody's fault but yours. Stop pointing your finger at others. Blame yourself. It's your fault. Change yourself. And that's how we gonna get to the shining. We ain't active, then we can't be attractive. If we ain't grinding, then we ain't shining. We gonna get to that shining the minute we start blaming ourselves. Come on, let's get to it, man. Let's stop all the bullshit.